Okay, today we're going to look at some yoga poses to help with your hip mobility and hip strength, potentially getting you down to Malasana, our yogi squat, towards the end. So to start with, come to stand sideways on a yoga mat or whatever space you have to use. Turn the heels in and the toes out. Don't go too wide on the mat. We are going to go down from here into a goddess pose or a squat, whatever you'd like to call it. So hands can go to the thighs to start with and start to just sit down into the pose. We're going to move from side to side just for you to explore when we start what the hip mobility is, what the range of movement is that you have. You might get a nice little pop like I just got through the ankle there, just swaying from side to side. Remembering that everybody's pose is going to look different. So your squat might be here, it might be here, it might be a little bit further down. Just try and explore, move around, see how it feels. From there, coming back up to standing, and we're going to take a side squat. So within the gym, we'll probably know this as a Cossack squat. In yoga, we call it Skandasana or side lunge, surface lunge. Your lunge may be here, it might be here, it might be right down here. Again, a moment for you to explore where you get to. The toes can lift, the toes can stay flat to the floor, the heel can lift, the heel can stay flat to the floor. There are no rules. Just explore what feels best for you and where you can get to in that pose. We're going to move from side to side. So if you're down low on the floor, use your hands across the floor to move from side to side. If you're up high in the pose, then just moving from one side to the other. Again, exploring the range of movement that you have from right to left, taking it across. If we're down low, again, using the hands. If you're crazy and you want a little core exercise as well, don't use the hands, just move from side to side, maintaining that stability through the core. Lovely. Okay, we're going to take it all the way to one side, and then you're going to use your hands or the core, you're going to drop yourself down onto the floor. We're then going to internally rotate that knee, so bring it down to the floor, one leg straight, one knee's bent, foot out towards the side. Inhaling to reach the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, folding forward. So compressing into that left hip, or whichever leg you have straight, leaning forehead down towards the shin. Take a couple of pulses if you want, inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, coming forwards. Keep moving in that motion, or just hold yourself in one place. So again, whatever feels best for you. Deep internal rotation of one hip, flexion into the other hip. Coming back up, switching that to the other side. So lift the knee back up, and again, hands behind you to help support. Lift back up into your side lunge, come over to the other side, and then coming down, whatever speed you want to. Hands can come behind to support. We sit down and we turn the knee in. So internal rotation on the other hip, and flexion through this hip here. So lift up, inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, come forwards, reach towards the toes. You might get to the thigh, you might get to the knee, you might get to the shin. Inhaling to lift up, exhaling to come forwards. With this, as we inhale, we expand. You can feel the lift through the body. As we exhale, we create that space here to allow you to come down towards the straightened leg. Good. Couple of moments there in the pose, and then coming back round. So we bring that knee back up towards the ceiling. Hands can go to the floor to help you, and we come back up. Just taking one forward fold in the middle of it. So for this one, we turn our toes in and the heels go out. Extend the arms out towards the side. Again, create that lift through the chest, inhale. And then exhale, just rotate through the hip joints. So the chest leads, hands can come down to the floor. Walk them forwards to create a lovely stretch through the shoulders. Drop the head down towards the floor, but don't let it get too heavy. So ears can tap the biceps if we move the head side to side. Stretching long on the inhale. Exhale, maybe taking it a bit deeper. Turning the toes in again if you need to. Heels spread towards the edges of the mat. One more breath. And then walking the hands in. We're going to bring them up to the hip crease. Use the core and the back muscles to lift you all the way up to stand. Okay, taking it through the side lunge movement again, but we're going to turn to face either side of the mat. So let's go down to one side, bending into the knee. We drop down towards the floor and then we turn. So facing the bent knee, drop the left knee down towards the floor. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Anjaneyasana, our half crescent lunge. Take a few little movements here, finding the place that feels the most comfortable for you in that lunge. You can keep the arms up if you want to. If you don't, take the hands to the hips and feel that movement through the hips, moving backwards and forwards. When you find a place that feels comfortable, stay there for a moment. Use a couple of breaths to sink into the pose just a little deeper. Inhaling in And exhaling out. Next time you inhale, lift your body up, straighten the front leg, half splits pose. We turn the right toes to face up towards the ceiling. The hands can come to the floor if you need to balance. Try and keep the chest nice and long so we still create that lift. If you need to slide the right foot forwards, slide the foot forwards. If you want to add some extra balance and strength to the pose, lift the chest, take the arms out towards the side. Inhaling in. And exhaling out. Now take the hands down. You're going to walk that foot back in. The bottom's going to slide towards the back of the mat. We come to sit on the back foot. And then just slide yourself to the side. So the shin is now parallel, half hero pose. Lovely stretch of the quad. Inhale to lift up. Two options on this one. Exhale, we come forwards. Again, reaching for the straight leg. Reaching for the toes, the foot, the shin somewhere. Or option to lie back and increase that quad stretch. So you may come down to the elbows, you may come all the way down to the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath in. If you're down, then rising back up. So use the elbows or the core or the arms, whatever, to bring yourself back up to seated. Hands go to the floor, roll all the way forwards, turn towards the side again, we're back to that side lunge. One movement over to the other side, so bending into the left knee this time, the right knee comes to the floor, we face the side of the mat. Half crescent lunge to start with, using the arms to lift up, exhaling, dropping forwards into the lunge. One more inhale and exhale. Either keep the arms lifted, if you have, turn the palms to face towards each other, little fingers are lifting nice and long, stretching all the way through the side of the body and increasing that stretch down the front of the right hip. If you'd rather, hands can come to the hips, maybe we draw the elbows back towards each other and we open the chest. One more breath in, exhale, half splits, so bring the bottom back, front leg straightens, toes lift up towards the ceiling. Option placing the hands onto the floor, option taking that balance. Maybe you choose to slide the left foot further forwards, and always an option to go deeper into that splits pose if that's for you on this side. You will find with the hips one side is completely different to the other. That's perfectly normal. Taking another breath in and exhale. From that half splits or full splits, wherever you got to, sit the bottom back, find the back heel, and then slide yourself over to the side. So shins flat to the floor, nice extension through the front of the ankle, toes are pressing down, half hero pose. Arms reach up towards the ceiling, option one. Exhale, we fold forward, so create that space as we breathe out. Left hand reaches for left foot, shin comes down towards the, forehead comes down towards the shin. Option two, we go back. So you support yourself with the hands, maybe then the elbows, and then we lie ourselves flat down towards the floor. Super nice stretch across the front of the quad, reaching up into that hip flexor, and then softening through the spine, the core, and the chest. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Coming back up, use the elbows, use the hands, use just the core if you want to. Roll yourself forwards back onto that front foot and then turn towards the side. From here, we're going to go to that Malasana where I was when we started. So bring the feet in. Some people's Malasana will have super wide legs, bottoms come down towards the floor. Some will prefer a frog squat, so knees go out towards the side, heels touch, and the toes are supporting you. Some of you will come up to here and find your Malasana here. So just explore, take a moment, see if it feels any different to when you first started, and enjoy the feeling in the hips. Thank you very much.